Hey! Yeah, that's the intro today. Just hey! It's caves. I did a little peeking ahead yesterday when I recorded the other stuff over there that we just left, but now we're over here, Valley of the Silent Statues. It's very hidden temple coded. I peeked ahead. This is an actual cave. We're gonna do this as a separate entity right now. It's really cool. I think we poked our head into this last episode, and then I said, oh no, not this. There's like flowing sand. Can I cross this? I can. Oh, be careful. So I did run through this a little bit yesterday. But I didn't find everything, including this. There we go. Okay. There's like an actual puzzle here. I'm really excited. I think this came through in the last episode, or maybe this was afterwards, as I was like falling asleep. Where I'm like, I'm really excited about being here in the desert. This is content I've not really seen, and the bits I've seen seem really good. What do you got? Berries. Probably should not waste that on that, but too late, I did. Okay, we got some light filtering in from somewhere. Is that... I mean, I guess the implication is it's sunlight, but like, we're underground. We're notably underground. We are... like Eric Sparrow, we're so underground. We can go down there in a second. But now that I've got that going, we need to shine that light onto these receptacles. Because I've played a video game before. I got less result out of that by picking up and throwing the pots than I did by hitting the pots with the item. What if I put a pot into a pot? Well, it would help if I didn't miss. In my forthcoming Legend of Zelda MMORPG, pottery is just one of the little side hobbies you can do. Because somebody has to make all these pots that are everywhere. Okay, hold on. Link, please. You're so close. You're so close. You're so close. We did it. Maybe? Okay, that's green. What does that do for us? Opens a passageway to somewhere. Great. I think there was another one over there. Oh. No. Okay, there we go. There we go. Opens up a passageway elsewhere. The thing is there's another one. That one's not going to do me any good. There's a big stone slab in the way. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh. Well, okay then. Oh, is that what I'm supposed to have been doing with these? I didn't realize this worked this way. Please? I didn't realize you could just, do that. That's some Skyward Sword stuff. Skyward Sword has a whole... I was gonna say dungeon, but I think it's multiple dungeons or multiple dungeon areas about unburying things from sand. Nope. Remains cool how this game is kind of the third of the set of games that started with Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword is really this middle point. The staging ground for a lot of the ideas that come forward here. Though in structure it's way more of an Ocarina of Time. What happened? An Ocarina of Time, but also, like, sometimes... Let's get a little more precision control going on here. It's like an Ocarina of Time, but also sometimes it is... I want to say a Mario 64, but I know that's not the correct comparison here. But sometimes it'll just decide to... Let's go this side. This looks much easier. It'll decide to do... I'm not finding the comparison I'm looking for. Skyward Sword has like 3 areas, and it will reuse those areas several times. Oh, I need to hold this. And, like, I know a lot of, like, people... I almost said a lot of reviewers, as if, like, I were also a reviewer of this video game. Or, like, I'm somebody that... I guess I am somebody on YouTube, so I guess I can pretend to be a YouTuber. Kind of derided it somewhat for being repetitive. You're gonna electrocute me here. I'm not equipped to deal with electrocution. But I thought it was fun. I still don't think the Mario 64 is the comparison. I'm gonna call it a Sunshine. It's kind of a Mario Sunshine. Skyward Sword, the video. There's my take. That's the if I did different text on every one of these videos, that would be the clickbait text I would put on this. Is that if you think about it, Skyward Sword is kind of a Mario Sunshine. Which, like, does not actually hold up to any kind of scrutiny, but it is a fun sentence to say. I specifically think of, there's like 3 areas. There's the forest, which serves as a kind of an introductory playground area, but it's still like a better introductory playground area than the forest that you start off with in Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess starts out in a forest and is really obnoxious about it. That's not a prize worth doing all that for. Video game. I'm a little disappointed in you. That should, for the effort involved, that should have been a piece of clothing or something. In a classical Zelda game, that'd be a heart container, but we don't do that anymore. My ROM hack just introduces heart containers into the world. And the shrines are replaced with, Mario Sunshine style levels sitting in voids that you have to traverse. We put Chucksters in the game. It's good. I still have to go down below too. There's a lot left in this. The intro forest in Twilight Princess is bad, but mostly structurally because they opted to... Let's not do that. That's a game that got like an extra at least hour of tutorial on it. Pretty late in development. There's an entire slingshot that only exists to teach you how to do motion control stuff, which is very comical. Oop. If you play the GameCube version that doesn't have any of that, like I did. They would later go on to make Skyward Sword, where they did put the slingshot back in, but gave it, like, actual utility in the grand scheme of what you're doing in that game. And they give you the bow as well, but the bow ends up being a very late game item that's extremely overpowered because they realized that the bow in Zelda can be a really overpowered thing. I didn't make a hammer. Anyway, Skyward Sword, you have... Is that a rupee? For me? You shouldn't have. Skyward Sword has forest, mountain, or like forest, volcano, and desert. And a lot of that desert DNA is here. The forest you do 3 times. It's kind of a fun playground area. But the 3rd time you go, they just flood it arbitrarily, and it becomes like a... That's when the game is at its most Mario. Which I don't hate. I truly don't hate that. And people are kind of down on the video game, but I think that part's good. What do you do in the mountain? The mountain, it's like... You do it regular style, you do it sneaking mission style, and then you do it escort mission style. Which, like, you know, cumulatively that's not great, but... It's what it is. And then the desert actually has, like, one big bespoke area, and then... The desert gets, like, multiple bespoke areas in a way that the other 2 zones don't. Come to think of it. Because there's, like, the main tromping around area... Is that a chest? Oh, I walked past that chest, like, 700 times. You get the main tromping around area. There's a whole boating area that kind of rules. And the game knows that the desert's kind of the best area. Please, Link. Oh, Link's gonna die. And then there's like a kind of Disneyland ride as the final thing. Like a dark ride. Yeah, Skyward Sword understands that it made 3 areas, and the desert area is the best area that it made. Weirdly. To a point where it just feels like they spent more time developing that area than they did the other ones. And, like, the central mechanic involving the little zone, stones that work time is, like, so much more powerful than a lot of the mechanics that they put in the game. Are we good? We're good. Anyway, all that to say that that game has a whole bunch of moving sand around mechanics, and this game also has that, and I forget that sometimes. That's gonna fall, but I was ready for it. I thought I was ready for it. Skyward Sword, again, I think I've mentioned it before, but it's also the progenitor of, like, using fire, ice, and lightning as your, like, primary elements that this game also has, and then iterates on to make it more... It introduces those elements in a very systemic manner. I guess this game also adds water, right? But water doesn't end up functioning quite the same. Where's my water? There it is. These little guys. Nope, not that. This is the game's sunshine nature coming out. Oh, that's a bad guy. Oh, can I blow you up with the guy? You know, Bo. Come here. I missed, but I succeeded somehow. I didn't earn that, but I will take it. Oh, I broke that flint. That's okay. I like thinking about Skyward Sword a lot, but I know actually trying to replay Skyward Sword would just make me mad, because that game's, like, Well, hang on. I was gonna say that complain that that game's too long, but compared to this, compared to Tears of the Kingdom, it's nothing. It is truly nothing. Trying to internally sell myself on the idea of playing Skyward Sword again, and I have too many other games I need to play that are not Skyward Sword. It's truly not an actual fungible idea. But it's fun to think about. But it doesn't have that many good caves. To my memory. There are probably like a dozen caves in that video game. And that's just not enough. Well, that's it for this cave. This cave's called a valley also? We didn't even touch on that. Where's the... It's not going to give me the entrance because I'm inside of it right now. Can you have a valley, a subterranean valley? Is that legal? Leave a comment below about the legality of a subterranean valley. And we'll see you next cave.